Alright, so you've just installed the faded theme from Mint Themes, and we're just going to walk you through all of the initial steps that you need to take to make sure that the faded theme is set up and runs smoothly. So the first thing that you're going to notice is that over here on the left-hand side, there's news, shows, videos, and photo albums that have been added to your WordPress dashboard. And these have been added by the theme, and there's just a couple of steps that we need to take to make sure that they are functioning correctly. So let's go to Pages, Add New, and we're going to add a page for each one of those for news, shows, videos, and photo albums. So let's make the first page and we'll call it news. And over here on the right hand side under page attributes, under the template, we're going to call it, well, we're going to select news. So let's select the news template and click publish. And we're going to add another page for shows. So let's call this one shows. And under the page template, we're going to select shows and click publish. And let's do add another page for videos. So let's call this one videos. And again, on the right hand side under page attributes, we're just going to select videos and hit publish. And we've got one more to make, so let's click add new again and call this one photo albums. And over here on the right hand side under the page template, we're just going to select photo albums and click publish. So now we're done as far as all of the steps that we need to take to set up news, shows, videos, and photo albums. Those are the pages that are going to display each one of those things. And so now let's move on to the theme options that come with the theme. So go to Appearance, Theme Options. And this is the area where you can customize the theme. We've built in a whole bunch of stuff to the faded theme that's going to allow you to customize the theme and make it look and feel the way that you want it to. So this includes things like uploading your logo, adding your own email address and maybe your fave icon, and you can add your tracking code, but also things like social links, Twitter feeds, Facebook comments, and even the music that's added to your music player is done here as well. So just go through and take the time to actually fill out all of these options in the theme options area, because it is important that you fill those out in order to make things function properly. So I'm just gonna this is probably a good place for me to just I'll wait. You just pause the video and I'll wait here for you, and you can just click play and unpause the video when you're done filling out the theme options, and we'll move on to the next set of things. Alright, so at this point you have hopefully filled out the theme options in the theme options area of the faded theme, and now we're going to move on to menus. So let's click on menus, and we're going to go and now add ourselves a menu. So let's call this main navigation and click on create menu. So now we've created a menu, but there's nothing inside of the menu. So now let's add some of those pages that we made, like the photo albums over here on the left hand side under pages. We can add our photo albums, our videos page, our shows page, and our news page. And I'm just going to click on add to menu. And you'll see that now they've all been added to this main navigation menu. So let's click on save menu. And there's one more step that we need to take in order to make sure that this shows up where we want it to, and that's over here where it says theme locations. Under primary navigation, let's select main navigation. Now main navigation is that menu that we just created, and we're going to put it in the primary navigation slot on the faded theme, which is in the header near the top, and that's where you have your buttons, like where you can navigate to different parts of the site. So that's what we're doing there. Hopefully it's straightforward, and we're just going to click on save. And now that is all of the initial steps that you need to take to set up the faded theme. So now let's just make sure that we can set up all of these different custom post types that come with the theme, which is news, shows, videos, and photo albums. So let's click on news first and click on add news. And this is very straightforward actually. News is very similar to posts, so if you've ever created a WordPress post before, it's exactly the same. The only reason that we have news is so that news shows up on the home page of the faded theme. So this is just an easy way to organize that. So if you want to add news, we'll just say news item 1, and then you put your actual news here. So actual news goes here. And you want to make sure that you do select a featured image, because featured images are featured prominently in the faded theme. So let's click on select or set featured image, and here we're going to select files, and I'm just going to pick this chrysanthemum that I have. Apparently my news is about a flower, so I'm just going to upload that, And once it's uploaded, I can scroll down to the bottom and click on Use as Featured Image. And now I can close this dialog box, and you'll see that under Featured Image, this image is now selected for this news article. So I'm just going to click on Publish. And that news article is now published. So now let's move on to shows and click on Add New Show. And I'm just going to call this Test Show. And this is where the show information goes here. And over here on the right hand side where it says show date, February 4th, that's today's date. That's going to be the date that it is when you're posting the show, whenever it is. So what you actually want to do here is click on Edit and select the date of your show. Now, important to note, you want to post shows that are happening in the future, obviously, but the faded theme will automatically take off the shows that have happened that are now in the past. It's not going to show them anymore. So that saves you some time and energy as far as not having to go and delete old shows. So, but yeah, important to note, because if you don't set the date in the future, this show is not going to show up on your site. So I'm just going to pick a future date, like maybe the year 3000. That's in the future. So let's click OK. And I'm going to schedule this show. And there's a few more steps that we want to take. You want to fill out your venue. So let's just say that this is happening at the Air Canada Centre, which is where the Toronto Maple Leafs play. I've actually got the map open here in a new tab in a Google Map. So let's go to that right now. And I've got the Google Map loaded, and I'm going to click on this chain where it says link. And I'm going to copy the link that Google creates for me, which links to this actual spot. And now I'm going to go back to my WordPress backend. I'm going to paste it in where it says URL to Google Map or MapQuest. So I'm going to paste that in. And I've also got the ability to add a URL to a Facebook event. I'm not going to do that right now, but if you do create your events on Facebook, you can take the URL from that and paste it in there, and it'll also show up on the show page. So let's make sure we set a featured image. Click on Select Files. And I'll just pick this desert shot. Apparently this show isn't happening at the Air Canada Centre, it's happening in the desert. I don't know, I'm just kidding around. So I'm going to just click on Use as Featured Image so that it shows up as my featured image. And I'm going to close this dialog box. And then I'm going to click on Update. And this show is now good to go. It's got all the information that we need to have. So now let's move on and add a video. So let's go to Videos, Add New Video. And I'm just going to create the video title here. So video title. And then in this area here we have the video description. And under video info where it says URL to video, I'm just going to paste in a link. And I'm actually going to use YouTube as an example just because it's the most popular. So I've got YouTube open in a new tab over here, so I'm just going to go over to that, and I'm going to copy this URL. And what I'm actually going to do is actually edit it. So where it says watch $v equals, you're going to select that, and you're actually going to change all of that to the word embed / So you just want to make sure that it says youtube.com/embed, and then the code for the video. So if you didn't see what I did there, I'll go through that one more time. So normally when you go to a YouTube video, it says watch $v equals in the URL. And again, you're just going to copy that and write the word embed /. And if I go to this URL, it's going to load the video in the full browser. And that's what we want. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it into this slot here in the video info area. So now that I've pasted that in, I'm just going to select and set my featured image. So let's select the files. Let's say it's a koala bear, since my video is about cats, furry, fuzzy animal creatures. So now that I've uploaded that image, I'm going to scroll down and click on Use as Featured Image. And I can close this dialog box, and you can see my featured image is set there, and I've got my URL in there. So everything's good to go now with the video. So let's click on Publish. And that's how you set up a video with the faded theme. So now let's look at adding a photo album. So let's go to Photo Albums, Add New Photo Album. And we're just going to give it a title. So Test Photo Album. And in this area, we're going to do our description. So Photo Album Description. And then under photo album info, we're going to click on upload photos, select files, and I'm just going to select all of these and upload them all at once. And so I'm just going to click on open, and now it's going to go through and upload each one of these images. Alright, so all my images are now uploaded, so I'm just going to pick one of these images actually to be my cover photo, my featured image for this album. So let's pick, say, the tulips. So click on show, scroll down, and then go use as featured image. So click on that. And now we're going to scroll right down and say save all changes. So we've saved the changes. And now we're going to close this dialog box. And that's all we need to do to add a photo album. That's it. So now it's just going to show up on our photo albums page that we've added to the site already. And you're good to go. So let's click on publish. And that's it. That's everything you need to know really as far as the initial steps for setting up the faded theme. So I hope you have a great time with it.